everybody, it's Maddie here and welcome back to another build. Now you might be noticing from the fact this is a super tiny lot with a super tiny double story, we're trying out the 5x5 double story house challenge. I don't know if this is a real challenge. I know that I have watched a video from James from the Sim Supply, one of my all-time favourite sim channels to watch, especially for building. I think I started watching James and found everyone else who him. So he did his 5x5 double story challenge. He makes a ton of tiny little houses as well in like challenges. But I thought this one sounded extra fun. I love a good double story, and yeah, like I just had a lot of fun with this one. It was tricky though, and he was a little bit sneaky in his build, may I mention, because he cheated by using, I think it was 3 or 2, yeah, it was 3 extra little bits at the side for the kitchen, and I swear that made all the difference, because I tried to do it without that, and it's just almost impossible. I mean, luckily we don't have to worry about the weather in Sims, so I actually put a little table and chairs outside in the end. But boy, was it tricky, and did I try for it to happen. But here you can see the actual outlay of the house. I did some really interesting stuff with the roofs. I have never done this kind of build before. It's all very modern, and I feel like that would be the kind of premise of this house, is like it's a modern design thing to be like a space saver, I guess, and a money saver, but it's still very like cool and contemporary. I was going to add these mirrors on the side of the house, and I actually really like the way that looks. But as you can see, as we pull out a little bit, the mirrors don't render, and I don't know if that's just my settings, but I do believe it's just because you wouldn't want it to render that like far away, because it would just screw the game up a little bit. So I actually took them out in the end, even though they look nice close up. I thought, for screenshots, for the actual idea that we're trying to go with, I mean, if the whole, like, what would be really cool is if we had a mirrored wallpaper. I would be all over that. But because we could only do little sections, and no, I wasn't feeling it in the end. But I do like the crisscross roof, because I was so determined to not just do the same old boring roof. You can see that kind of nice diagonal crossing lines there that we have. I'm just really, really pleased with that. And like all the big wide open windows on the, I don't know what side of the house that would be, the left hand side I suppose, from the front door. I love doing that, especially in modern builds. I feel like just really wide open spaces, but because it's a 6, or is it a 6? No, it's a 5x5. Sorry, because it's a 5x5. Obviously, we can't use double windows unless I guess you wanted like kind of 2 doubles and 1 single like space window. But I thought it looked nicer and neater. Just lots of little kind of breaks in the wall. We use that new paneling, which I believe is from the restaurant pack. I was going to use that lovely brick, but I love it. I love the idea of it, but whenever I use it, I feel like it almost looks too real for the rest of the graphics of the game, almost in a kind of custom content sort of way. I don't know, but I will find a way to use that like old crumbling brick from the restaurant pack, because it's super nice. But I do like that panel. I think it looks kind of realistic. I'd imagine this house to be made of kind of, you know, panels of wood or kind of fibrous stuff. Oh yeah, and we add all the windows on the other side as well. I did forget that. In the end, we had these nice archways here, which I was very close to getting rid of, but I thought actually it kind of just adds a nice softness to the rest of the very harsh lines. We're really trying to go for the the architectural lingo here, guys. But yeah, like I think I just had a lot of fun really playing with those angles in this house. Now this is where we also struggle, because again in James's build, he did a little toilet, but he didn't put a sink in the toilet he put obviously a shower and a toilet. Did I say that? Yeah, I said that right. But he didn't put a sink. And to me, like, I know it's not real, guys, but I just think that is annoying. Because obviously you have a sink in the kitchen, so his argument was like, oh, you just have a sink in the kitchen, that's all you need. But in real life, if you were a guest at the house and you went to a bathroom and it didn't have a sink in there, I would feel really weird. I know, like, this is just my weird way of thinking about Sims, I think. However, this is a really, really difficult build to put a full bathroom in. I don't really know why it was so difficult. Especially as I know that there are ways to like add a sim, to make a sim like use all of the things like really close up. But I was just having a big old struggle town. In the end, we did this kind of interesting thing where we made a half wall underneath the stairs and added the sink there. Now, obviously these stairs are, that you can see through them, so technically, even though in The Sims these are counted as 2 rooms, technically if you were like walking up the stairs you could maybe look into the bathroom, which obviously isn't ideal. But my idea is that in in reality you would have the stairs covered up at that exact point. I know, we're kind of merging reality and not real stuff into my Sims builds, but in my head at the time it worked. Maybe I'd go for a more I don't think we have that in The Sims though, just kind of no bottom of the stairs but still just the steps. I don't know what I'm saying. It's been a long day at work as well. This is a late recording, but I had so much fun building this. I really just wanted to chat about it. Here we're just doing some placement issues. I really wanted to do, again, I think in James' build, obviously it's this is kind of like a video response back in the old days of video responses on YouTube. This is a video response, so I keep talking about James's build. I will put it in the description so you can go check his version out. But he said, you know, it's really hard to sometimes, especially when you're doing something simple like this, it's really hard to not just go for the standard black and white. And I do agree with that in certain things. I don't often use black in my builds, to be fair, but I do know that kind of tendency to use white. I do use a lot of white in my builds, I have to say. So I really tried to steer away from that, and one of the ways that I have found to do that a little bit easier is putting down the carpet. And I've talked about this in another build, I don't know which one it was, but basically I found that you can place a carpet. For example, I've placed that nice black, yellow and kind of beige, I suppose, that colour, and place that, and that kind of adds in a tone to the room, so you can kind of pull colours out that, and it's a little bit easier to make the palette from that and stick with that, as opposed to trying to make the carpet match the pre-existing walls, if you understand that. So yeah, I think that's like a nice little tip for people building in The Sims. I mean, obviously I love colour play and like contrasting colours and all that kind of stuff, but in The Sims sometimes it is really tricky. So if you are just trying to do a simple build and you're just trying to think, what colours can I use in this room, pull out one of your favourite carpets and just pick a couple of colours from that, do like a nice feature wall. This is the true nature of my builds, guys. I'm not creative at all. But yeah, I use that lovely mirror thing. The mirror, what's it called? Oh, this is me trying to fit the table in. The mirror coffee table. I love that coffee table. I think that's such a gorgeous thing. I just hope we get more mirrored objects. Mirror stuff pack, please. Just all mirrors. Some of the stuff packs I would request are so weird and stupid, like houseplant stuff pack, mirror stuff pack. Like, obviously we're not going to get that, but one can dream. We did put quite a few, talking about houseplants, we did put quite a few in right now. I'm just going through it being like, ooh, what can we put in? I put a little easel as well. I decided, I don't think I put a TV in the end either. You will know this if you've watched some of my other builds. I just tend not to put TVs in. I know that's kind of strange, but I just haven't found like my Sims watching TV, or if I put them in, that's all that they do. And I just think, oh, it's nice to put, you know, a creative thing in there. I can't remember if they do actually have fun from painting. I think they do. I believe they do. Yes, they have fun from painting, but they don't have fun from gardening, which I always find kind of sad, because I feel like you should have like a nice peaceful time gardening, but they don't. They actually, fun goes down when they're doing it. I guess it's work, it's chores. But you can see here we're adding in that kind of, it is neutral toned, I'm not gonna lie guys, but I think that yellow and the black kind of draws it in. And for this bedroom up here, obviously we've placed a couple of things. We go for, you can see me doing the old trick there, now you know my secrets, going in for the blue, which I think actually works out really well in the end. Again, I'm not sure I would personally have this as my actual bedroom. I don't know, blue walls. Blue is supposed to be fairly like calming, isn't it? Yeah, blue is like the calm colour. I guess it's also quite a cold colour though. That might be why I'm kind of less drawn to it. But as something new, as something fun, we have those really beautiful feather paintings as well. Are they feathers or are they leaves? I go with feathers. And oh, now I'm looking at them, maybe leaves. And they come in all sorts of really good colours. So that's another one that I might do as well, is like take colours from a painting and that kind of thing. We also do this kind of sneaky little thing where we add an extra little part to this part of the build, and then we can fit a built-in wardrobe into this part. So I think it actually works really nicely, like it doesn't affect the build too much, and it's kind of at the back of the house anyway, and it looks a little bit like a chimney, I suppose. I mean, maybe some more perfectionist people would not like the fact that it just goes into a hole, because I use a half wall, but one of the taller half walls. But I don't have a problem with that. I think it just looks like an interesting feature of the house. But yeah, I really like this, and I love adding those lovely blue curtains as well. And yeah, we're just doing a little bit of landscaping, I do believe. Really trying to, thing is, I think I went through a phase of like really trying to like overstuff it with landscaping, and I've got to remember to just be more simple. I'm still not the best, guys, and I wish I'd done this again. I feel like my landscaping let me down on this build a little bit, but it's good to admit your faults sometimes. I mean, not all the time, but like it's good to, you know where you went wrong, so next time I can look at it better, because that's what I've said about these videos, is that they do make me realise where I've worked well. Like I love that roof, I love the kind of design of the house, like those nice yellow and neutral colours, but you know, I just think the overall landscaping was a bit messy for this house. Maybe it's a bit too traditional. I think that's where I've gone wrong. Like it's a little bit too overgrown, crazy, and it really doesn't look that bad. I'm pretending like it really, and we do get rid of quite a lot of this, by the way, because it really does get a little bit overgrown. Literally looks like it's spilling out right now. God, I really hope we do get rid of this. Yeah, we do, right? I didn't leave it like this. I hope I didn't. But yeah, there's so many beautiful plants. I think I just get carried away. I don't know what I would do differently in the end, because I really did like it just plain, but I want to improve. We do add some nice lighting as well, which I think adds a lot to it. Oh, this fun placement, because it wouldn't go down all the way. I should have really just used one of those strip lights. I am an idiot. But yeah, like we add all these are pool lights, aren't they? But they're just really nice to add little accents, especially modern builds. I think it works really nicely. Add just a couple of little, here we go. Oh, thank goodness. But yeah, I think it works out a little bit. Oh, we're adding some again. Leave it alone, Maddie. Yelling at past self. Oh dear. But yeah, no, I think that, that looks a lot better. So here we are into some screenshots. I just put a little sim in there. I had to move the sink, I believe, a little bit to the side to just fit it in. But when it's uploaded to the gallery, everything is player tested, I believe. But you have really quick screenshots, just the bedroom here, it's lovely blue. Then she's eating outside, so you have that little deck chair. She can also eat on the sofa, of course, if you wanted to take that aspect out. But I'm really happy with this, so let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and if there are any more little build challenges, anything you'd like to see from me, I would love to hear from it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye guys!